Hello, my name is David Andow. I'm president of Small Box Energy. Today I want to talk to you about a platform that's near and dear to my heart. Growing up as a child, working for my godparents in a restaurant, it was imperative that we always took care of the food. For her, it was everything. We had to make sure the temperatures were right, we had to make sure that it was stored properly, and most importantly, not only the quality, but the taste and the experience was driven. I'm fortunate enough now, several years later, to be in the restaurant industry, primarily where we provide food safety through temperature monitoring, early equipment diagnostics, and all paid for through energy management. So why? Why is this so relevant? Firstly, the arena that we serve, the food industry, the restaurant industry, is one of the largest employers in the entire country. And if we have the opportunity in our way to give back by reducing the expenses and by elevating the safety that they serve their customers, what a difference we could make, what an impact we could make as it relates to Small Box Energy. So let's start off with a little bit about what that means. Let's talk about visibility and let's talk about control. If in fact you had this little scanner, let's call it a iPad for that matter, and being able to place it on your knee because it hurts. You slid into third base on Saturday playing softball and it's just been aching for a couple of days. And now you have that opportunity to take this tablet, if you will, and place it on your knee and be able to take a picture and look at it and understand exactly what just happened. Imagine the power that would take. And being able to then download that and send it right to your doctor and have them prescribe exactly what you need. The power of visibility is exactly what Small Box Energy does. It provides this x-ray on the entire restaurant facility, understanding exactly what's going on in one of the most critical aspects and pieces of equipment in your restaurant, your walk-ins, where you store your food, where you store all of your inventory, and what's most important in terms of what you deliver to your customers. And now imagine having that kind of visibility that tells you that it's at the right temperature, or more importantly, tells you when it's not, because that could be devastating to your brand. And we all know that it's all about the experience that we're driving to our customers. So with this visibility, you have the opportunity to know that if in fact that temperature isn't reaching the proper set point, or if in fact equally as important from an expense standpoint, that your compressors are not working accordingly or properly, or that your heat strips are not heating as they should, that you're notified way before they go completely out, way before your entire unit goes down, and way before you have to throw away that entire inventory. Now, imagine not only having that visibility, but the control to see that on something as easy as your smartphone. And that's why this is so important. What's the bottom line? The bottom line is that by having the technology, the advent of technology that's happened over the course of several years, and even in the last 6 months, Small Box Energy has been able to provide this type of security, this type of comfort, knowing that if something happens to my walk-in freezers where the primary assets are kept, and two, if I have the ability to know that for my HVACs and lighting, knowing that all this is expensive, and being able to control that and make the adjustment real time, what a difference would that make? Let me share what that means. That means that we, as an average, will save as much as 10% on your electrical consumption. For a family dining, that could mean as much as $300, $400, $500, $600, $700 in your pocket that you're currently paying to the utility companies. But it's more important than that. It's bigger than that. I talked a moment ago about the largest employer. Imagine the impact we could make in the restaurant together if together, whether it's Small Box Energy or any other organization, that you're able to not only grasp, but ultimately encompass this type of technology within your restaurant. Not only will it be more safe, not only will you reduce your expenses, but that money that you can use to give back to your community, to give back to your employee, to make it a much bigger and much higher vision. And that's the why behind what we do and why we do what we do. So I ask this of you, if you had the opportunity to know exactly what was happening, and be given a report on a quarterly basis, and being shared technology information that's not technically driven, that's simple to understand, and that can even be sat and forgotten about, and done so well that we call it something as simply as the 20-20 rule. We teach your team in 20 minutes that are 20 years old without documentation, and they know it completely and in totality. That's the value proposition that we have. Food safety through temperature monitoring, early equipment diagnostics, all paid for through energy management. But let me add one more element to it. We all live in such tight margins, and the world around us in the restaurant industry has never been more complicated. We have external influences through regulatory components. We have issues surrounding minimum wage increase requirements. We now have a labeling requirement that's affecting our restaurants all across the country, which means we have to change our menu boards, and all these things add up very, very quickly. So the need to reduce these expenses go well beyond the need or the desire to drive profit. It's the need and the desire to maintain profit. And what's more important than to be able to do that in a way that you're achieving all of those elements, all of those necessities, and at the same time elevating your top line by reducing your expenses. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your time today.